I actually ended up playing some games of Wonders of the First, and my opinion of that game has not improved. In fact, I think it might have gotten worse. Hey there, kids, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Uncle Frank, hoping that you are having a great day. And in today's video, I wanted to sit back, relax, and have a quick chat with you guys about investing. But it's not really about investing, it's about the conversation about investing and defining terms. I'm going to ramble on about some conversations I've read online. You see, when it comes to the financial side of collectible card games and the hobbies that circulate around there, you inevitably find people online asking questions such as, is this item a good investment or not? And they will share whatever item they're talking about. Or they'll say, I'm considering investing in this, or I'm holding this, or I'm going to buy this, etc. And oftentimes it's, with regards to the newest set or a specific singles card or what have you. But sometimes when you're looking at these conversations, there's people who point to items that I don't really personally consider as an investment. Instead, I consider them to be a different kind of category altogether. And by that I mean, there's items that you can invest in with the expectation that they are going to appreciate in value and gain you more money down the road, or at least you can hope that they will, right? You can always hope that parking money in, for instance, you can hope that parking money in a Scarlet and Violet base booster box will make you some money down the road, because, Pokemon's the big craze at the moment. Scarlet Violet base is a pretty good set, in my opinion. This is a good set in my opinion. It's got some good cards, some nice illustration rares, decent pull rates too. And it's the start of the new block, so there's that, first of the silver bordered sets. So there's reasons to expect that down the road it'll be worth more than it is now. And Scarlet and Violet base is in what I would still consider its growing period, where we are still looking at it as a relatively recent set in comparison to some other sets like Crown Zenith and Silver Tempest and Skies. Anywho, Scarlet and Violet is in what I would consider to be its growing phase, where people are still trying to, buy some while it's cheap and finish their collections out and all that jazz. And not just Scarlet Violet base, all the Scarlet and Violet sets, for the most part, are in that phase of their life cycle, insofar as I'm concerned. But then there's other kinds of items like the second category we're talking about today. And these are what I like to call like trophy items or prize items or really old school collectibles. Things that have already done what I believe is the majority of their appreciation and value. Whether it's really old school singles or very select sealed products, typically older items that have aged about as well as they're going to. Like a wine, they're still good high-end items, but the majority of their growth, the majority of their potential growth has finished. And when it comes to evaluating whether or not they are a good investment, the answer is usually no when compared to newer items of the same category. So like, if I had X amount of money, right? And I could park all that money into a Jungle booster box, and for the same amount of money I could buy the Jungle booster box, or I could buy X amount of boxes of Destined Rivals, the newest Pokemon set. Which one of those investments do I think would perform better over the next 5 years? My answer is going to be Destined Rivals at the same price tag, or same amount of money sunk into the product, because Jungle as a set has already done, it's 20 plus years old. It has done the majority of its growth, and its market price is not stagnant, not static, but it's at a point where shifts up or down are going to be rare major occurrences when or if they do happen over a 5-year period, for instance. Whereas Destined Rivals is in its growing period. It's a fresh new set, it's hyped at the moment, and for the next 5 years it could go up substantially or go down substantially too, but you understand my meaning, I hope. And like, there's a lot of examples of people asking about this online. There's all kinds of old crazy Pokemon sets or Yu-Gi-Oh sets or Magic the Gathering boxes. It's not always boxes. It's oftentimes it's like weird one-off specialty products that have, like one-off tins or decks from back in the day. One that I hear people talk about is the Anthologies box set for Magic the Gathering, which was, I think it's 2 decks, but I could be wrong. It's an older product, and it's about like $250 or so online, and it really hasn't moved much in the last 15 years because it's just some bulk cards in the set. Really, I think it's all like OG set symbols too. Like it doesn't have its own set symbol, even. It's just a fancy box. When I think about those items, those items, I don't tend to think about them as investments. I tend to think about them as showcase items, trophy items, holy grails of your collection, as if they're especially rare or expensive. They're not bad to have, but they are bad to invest in because that money could be better parked in other assets or newer products of the same line. And a good example I have, move that, grab you. This is the exclusive pack for Yu-Gi-Oh! I love this. It is one of those really bad early Yu-Gi-Oh! Products where there's 20 packs in this box. There's 20 packs in this box, and every pack has the exact same 8 cards in it. This was a promotional set they released for the first Yu-Gi-Oh! The first Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie released in America way back in the day. The Pyramid of Light was a fun film. Go watch it. It's fun. I promise. It's really good. And I just have fond memories of that film and this set. So, I told myself when I was starting to get back into things, back into collecting Yu-Gi-Oh! Like a year and a half ago, thanks to Strictly Sealed. Actually, I was watching his channel for a few months, and watching his content convinced me to get back into Yu-Gi-Oh! And buying up Yu-Gi-Oh! Things. And I told myself after I started getting back into it, the first thing I was going to buy was one of these sealed. And, these aren't rare. They aren't super expensive. But they are definitely more expensive now than they were back in the day. But I don't think that this is going... I didn't buy this expecting its price to go up. I didn't buy this with the investment idea in mind. I bought this as a nice reminder, a nice showcase item to go up on my wall because it's just something I like. And if you're buying something like that, buying something old and nice just because you like it, that's good. But if you're buying something old and nice and possibly even very expensive, hoping that it's going to go up in price in the short term, the next 3 to 5 years usually, I believe most of the time, that is a poor allocation of your funds, unless you have reason to believe that that item is going to explode in value for one reason or another. Looking at the reserved list, if something happens with the reserved list, and people have reason to suspect that the dual lands, for instance, are going to skyrocket, then that's a different story. If Wizards makes them legal in Modern or something, I don't freaking know. Wizards is weird. But yeah, it's just something I wanted to ramble on about for a bit. There are ways to spend your money, ways to park your money if you are investing in this kind of hobby that I think are more productive for the long term than parking it in the old tried and true stuff. Parking it in the old tried and true stuff can be a good way to secure your money down the road because people are going to approach those older items with the expectation of their existing costs. So there's a better chance that your money will stay safe in those items. For example, I think $1,000 parked into a one dual land of your choice is probably safer than $1,000 parked in random singles from Modern Magic. But when it comes to sealed product, newer sealed product has a better potential growth and therefore is more enticing, to say the least, when compared to older products that have done 15 to 20 years of growth. And again, this is generalizing a lot. There is a lot of variables that go into it. Is something from that set becoming meta relevant? Is there some change? Is there just a a new YouTuber on the scene who's gotten really popular and is hyping up this one in particular old set? Is there a new Magic the Gathering YouTuber who has 1 million subs and is putting Lorwyn on the spotlight, and now there's 1 million Lorwyn fans all of a sudden who've always loved the set, and now Lorwyn boxes are $10,000 each? Who knows? That could happen, though. You know, but for the most part, newer is not better. I don't want to say better because that gives that's not quite what I'm trying to say. Newer has more potential. There we go. That's all I'm trying to say here, kids. Anywho, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think I'm off my rocker? Let me know in the comment section below. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Please consider doing so. Your continued engagement feeds me with one biscuit a day. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.